All right, you should be able to hear me now. I wanted to point something out that, and I even found a way to pin it into the chat where I don't look at the chat during the game. I play with the players. We communicate with each other, and I'm not looking at the chat. I've got so many windows open that this chat is... I got 3 monitors, but I have them all packed full of stuff. And so if you do post something in chat, I'm not going to... Hey, Winterson. I'm not going to be able to read it until the end of the game session. Then I will go back to the chat. I'll look to see what kind of questions were asked. But if you guys want to talk to each other, you're welcome to. Just don't expect me to reply. All right, guys, we are ready to get started. Let me go ahead and make sure all the audio's on. Okay, all the audio should be working, and you guys should be able to hear me. And we are good to go, ready to rock and roll with this thing. Okay, so we ended off with you fighting a bunch of... okay, hang on. I want to use the proper terminology. Bestiary. Undead. Bukai Morven of Kliss. Just so you know, Kliss is a lieutenant of Morgath. Okay, he's the name of like Morgath's avatar? Not an avatar. He's like his lieutenant who exists on this plane of existence. He actually is like a functionary in this on this planet, where Morgath hangs out in his realm, you know, heaven or hell or whatever you want to call it, depending on who you are. So yeah, these guys are Bukai Morven of Kliss. Not that you would really necessarily know that, but maybe the cleric could fill you in and let you know that that's what they were. Okay, Winterson said he can hear the dishes in the background. That's good. That's fine. That's not going to be forever. Well, that's because I turned up my mic's volume, actually. Hopefully...
If we're being honest, it seems like washing dishes does last forever.
That is true. Okay, so you guys defeated them with the help of this cleric, or more like he held them off long enough for you guys to show up and kill the skeletons, and then you stayed the night, got your horses delivered to you. Some local woodsman rounded them up and brought them back to town, and you rewarded him with silver from your personal collection, and also found out that there was a parchment or some kind of paper that, or some kind of scroll, like a portion of a document or something, was discovered by the cleric in the ruins, and that it was stolen. And you suspect that the skeletons might have been a distraction to give them the opportunity to sneak in and take the document. Knowing this, you thought, okay, a good, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, you thought that this might be a good opportunity to go to the ruins or the battlefield and see if you could find any clues, because that's where the cleric Tabit found the document, and it was in a box very similar to the box that was at Falcath. Falcath had a similar bricked up box with like runes on it, and the cult came to Falcath specifically to take that parchment or whatever was in the box. Now that you realized that this is only like a quarter of the parchment, I'm assuming that I think I heard someone say that there was probably another parchment in the other box, which I think you guys were thinking that originally that there was a knife in that other box, but that knife wasn't, the guy that found the knife didn't say he found it in a box or anything. He found it in the lake or the pond or whatever it was. So it can, you really don't know because you weren't there. And so that's where we left off. It was morning. You got your horses. You were planning on walking your horses, which it's not that far away. But if you want to, I put it in our chat earlier, if you want to have your horse carry a second person, you're welcome to do that. You guys can ride, together. He is not a small gentleman, and he's also carrying a lot of weight. He's probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 pounds total with all of his gear and himself.
Friar Tuck?
Yeah, well, no, he's not, it's all muscle, right? He seems to be well equipped for the Lorani lifestyle. And but he's also got he's got chain armor on, so he's got some weight. But I looked it up. Now your horse has a 320 load, but that just means it can carry that much encumbrance without taking a penalty. And so the penalties don't start until you go over that. And it has a 36 move. I think it's 36. Yeah, 36 move, and you only get a -1 move for every 17 pounds. So, yeah, your horse can carry quite a bit. It'll just, the more it's carrying, the slower it goes. That's all. But it can do it. There's no problem. No worries. Okay. If you're just walking over there on your horse, then that would be, why not just have him walk? Because,
so if he's 200 pounds overweight, that takes our move to 25 from 36 at 17 pounds a point.
Okay.
I think one of us could carry his bags while he rides on another horse. We could share the load.
His bag might weigh 10 pounds, 5 pounds.
In my bag, that would take our move up to 26.
But if one of you guys weigh like 140 plus gear or something like that?
Yeah, Bernie is small. That's why I chose him as the example.
Okay. So
I'm a freaking featherweight.
So if you ride with the next smallest of us and we let Big Man have a horse to himself,
you could do that.
They could bear the weight better.
Well,
but who's the next smallest?
But my intelligence, I don't even read, let alone do math.
Well, I'm
right.
It. So who's the?
He's willing to just walk.
Yeah, in other words, I'll just let him.
Chase to some degree.
We were also, a couple of us were thinking that we might want to take a woodsman or a guide for the area, just to have someone that can track. If we were willing to pay someone to come with us.
Well, there's the woodsman that delivered your horses, and you paid him quite a bit already.
Yeah, we'll ask him to come with us to.
So I guess we'll just walk then.
You know what? I don't think that's such a bad idea anyway at this point, considering there's a likelihood of being ambushed or not.
Yep.
Well,
I think I'd rather have my feet on the ground for a fight right now until I figure out how to steer a horse better.
well,
Okay.
The best way to learn how to not fall off a horse, learn every possible way to fall off a horse.
Okay.
Okay, so you four are gonna ride, and then the cleric and the woodsman are gonna walk.
Yes, I think I would do that at least because, then if we do see somebody, we can give chase on horseback.
Yes.
Or if, oh, there's signs that they met up with a bigger group and went this way. Thanks, guys. We got it from here. You go back to town.
Okay, then if it matters, we put horsemen in the front. Woodsman go in the front. Is that your plan?
Yeah, because he's got to scout out.
So we're gonna let him go ahead of us?
Well, I think we're all going to go a certain distance, and then from that distance, we'll have him.
So we can still communicate with hand signals
Yeah,
or
yeah.
whatever? Okay. All right. I didn't bring my headset, so.
He'll be your Legolas.
Right.
I think we're going to ask him to we're going to take the trail and just ask him to go on one side of the trail that would be most likely someone would try to take and see if he could see any footprints leading off.
Okay. Yeah, he can't go off too much of the trail because there's a stream on both sides.
We're just having him look for any signs of any movement outside.
Yeah, no problem. I'll just keep my eyes open for like tracks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay. That seems. I'll do whatever you guys want me to do. I'm totally amiable.
Is that his name?
No. If you want him to fight, he probably will
He knows
just
how to use a
run.
bow, can just keep his distance.
He doesn't own one. You don't see him with a bow. He's got a hand axe.
I don't expect him to have to fight.
It's got a long handle. I mean, it almost looks like it's two-handed. Almost.
You know what? We need if we see something in a fight, we could ask him to hold the horses for us while we go do. I mean, he could be really helpful to us without fighting.
Yeah. Yep.
That's what he was trying to imply. I'm not really that good at fighting.
Yeah, we're not asking him to be a frontline fighter. I mean, if we
Okay.
get ambushed, obviously he needs the help, but we're not asking him to go jump over walls. And
If you get ambushed, I'll document the results.
Do we have dental? We have dental plans for him.
I almost hit delete. Oh my gosh. Really? Okay. Just a second. I'm just trying to find a page. I probably have it in my notes, but I don't know.
Derek, I'm surprised you haven't opened up that Harn World book yet.
Yeah, you can see it on the shelf. It's still closed. Yeah.
I've been watching your channel. I dropped in today for a couple minutes in your live stream, but I had to run.
Oh, okay.
Man, the other day I watched your video on the grape or the vineyard.
Oh, yeah.
When I first thought, I said, well, that's dumb. How are you going to put figures on it? And then I saw you pull out the tongue depressors, and I went, I get it.
Right. 9. It is kilometers per hour. Okay. So you'll get there. Oh, wait, you're walking, right? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're walking. So it'll take you about, if I have to do math, about 40 minutes to walk there.
okay, that doesn't seem bad.
Yep. Not even an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Okay.
means that whoever took it had a whole day to prepare for anyone to show up.
Absolutely. Or, yeah, something like that. Okay, so you guys head out, right? And I got your giant pin moving on the map. And on your way there, someone can give me a D20 roll. Just one person. So the first one that shows up, a D20. Or you guys can discuss it amongst yourselves. Okay, Mason rolls it. He got a 7. Okay, so you guys get close to Hamala. I assume you're going to the ruins first. Is that where you're going?
Yes.
Okay. As you approach, you can see up on this hill a handout. And that handout is right there.
I was looking for a hand out of something.
Yeah. So as you approach, it's still early morning, and there is what looks like maybe some ruins and a path.
Alright, this is where we'll tie off our horse.
Yeah, and he stops you guys and say, "It's up there." Hang on, I'll go up ahead if you want me to check it out.
Yeah, we'll go with them, but we'll keep a good distance away. But we're gonna tie our horses off and put them. We don't want them running off again like they did last time.
Are you going to tie him out here, like 500 yards out, or are you going to?
No, like in a little wooded. There's a little wooded place.
Not really.
A couple trees.
Yeah, there's trees, but there's like little groups of trees. Sure.
We're gonna try and find a spot that the ruins aren't real easy to see. That kind of using the natural hills around it, where we could put horses that are not like visible.
I don't know where that would be.
Okay.
Because you're not up there to see back down, but everywhere you go, you can see this place. There's trees, but if someone was up there looking down at you, they would see you.
Okay, we'll just try to put them someplace where they're.
And once you get past, if you look at the perspective I just gave you, if you go past that little group of trees on the right, there are no more trees. It is like all grass past that. So if you want to stop in that little group of trees on the right, yeah, absolutely. If you want to put it in the low ground to the left or something, you can do that too.
Yeah, like over to the right where all those
trees are. There's only a couple of them. There's only a few trees.
Yeah.
Mostly bushes and scrub and everything. But you can put them right there.
So they're kind of hidden.
Okay.
Not too obvious.
Yeah, that's fine. It's still going to be like 300 yards or 300 yards away because it's not too far. Okay, so then everybody dismounts. The horses are all just chilling. Do you want him to stay with the horses?
I think so.
Yeah. At this point,
there's no path going. There's no path going up this way. If you want to go up, you have to go a little. Okay, here I'll draw it on the map so you can see. If you want to zoom in to the Hamala, let me draw a little freehand. Yeah, so that little group of trees is like right there. And if you want to get up there, you have to kind of go around and back.
Is there a ford over there to get across?
Well, it's shallow. You just the whole thing is you can just walk across it. It's super shallow. Uh, yeah, it's not like one of the main. It's not like a river. It's just it's like a creek or whatever. But yeah, you got to go because of the hill. You have to kind of go to the right and then come back.
All right, and we'll look and see if there's any, like.
Unless you want to climb the hill, you can do that.
No, we'll go the easiest route that would normally be there. But what I'm looking for is like a sully point where someone might use a different entrance to get into the keep from a lower area.
Okay. You're talking about like close to the base of the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Like a secondary entrance, like an exit way, so to be going in and out without being seen.
I'm going to ask.
Give me an eyesight times 4.
I'll tell my brothers what, let's see if we can.
Yeah, but they're not rolling. You are.
I'd like to talk to Tabit.
Yeah, Tabit's just standing there.
I'll say, is this a fortified position? Is it defendable? Is there buildings that are still intact at all?
There are no intact buildings. There are no roofs, no floors, and only one wall.
Is there some place we should be wary of ambush that you can think of?
I wouldn't think so. I mean, I traveled out here the other day by myself, unafraid. I don't really foresee any hostilities, but if you wanted to defend it, you could, because it's hard to go up like 3 of the 4 ways. You have to go around and back up. And if you defend just that one little area coming back up, it would be easier, but yeah.
Okay.
I got a martial success.
Okay. You don't notice anything obvious.
Okay.
Okay, let me make sure.
Oh my la.
I don't think I took that picture. Maps, maybe I did. Location
Does Abbott
art.
know from back in the day where the local graveyard is here?
Yeah, I know where it is. Yeah, it's right over there. And if you want, I can take you there after this. Yeah, it's only like a mile away, less than a mile away. Okay, I don't think I took the picture. Okay, so you're gonna have to use your imagination. When you make that walk around, you'll notice that this ruins is completely overgrown. Okay, this place has been ruined for hundreds of years. Grass is growing all over the place. Some of the stones have been taken away to be used in other places. Yeah, this is not a well fortified area. There's no like stairs going up to a second floor. There's no doors, because they would have been rotted away by now or whatever if they were made of wood. Yeah, it's just completely abandoned, rubble place. And Tabit says, a good place to start, I guess, would be the box where I found this. If you want me to show you that. And he kind of walks over to one of the walls, and right there. And there's like a hole in the wall where like part of the box was built into the wall, and the front part of the box is broken open. And that was my doing. I came up to a wall. I saw it was in good shape Everything else has fallen to rubble. There was a few bushes growing, but I saw the runes. I cleared the bushes, and I thought maybe there's some holy relic inside, being, that I can't just leave it out here in these ruins. So I busted it open, and I grabbed the parchment, and I felt like it was important to report to the Saracala. So I did. I sent a message. I don't know if it's reached him or not, but... And that was about...
And see if anything looks like it's been recently walked around.
Yes. Yeah, it looks like the place has been recently walked around. Like maybe a week ago. Now, if you want something newer than that, I need an awareness test. Because remember, Tabit was here a week ago. And he walked around. Searching the place. It doesn't seem like there's nothing new that you can see, like footprints or whatever.
And we are are we inside the ruins or on the...
Yeah, you're on the top of that little hill, and that little portion of the hill.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, you're walking around on the inside. There are towers and chambers and alcoves, but they're missing like 3 or 4 walls. So there are little areas that you could investigate, but they're not. They're exposed to the weather too. Like if anything was to rain or whatever.
So, brothers, I think best thing we can do here is do a quick search of what's here, and then, like the other places we've been to, I think we need to see if there's a way to get below this.
Now, I've been out here a couple of times. This is not my first time out here, and I've looked around. I've looked around this place 3 or 4 times, if I was to guess, and I haven't found anything except for that chamber. Now, there might be more of those type of chambers or whatever, but I didn't see any. I looked around.
Yeah, I'm interested in finding an underground area that these Morgathian priests might be hanging out in.
Okay. You think that there might be like, usually in these temples or whatever, if they had any kind of burial chambers or whatever, those would be underground somewhere.
Yeah, I think that's where we need to go to.
Okay. I haven't been able to find any chamber doors, but you're welcome to look. Or any tunnels or anything like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and make an awareness test. If everybody's searching the place, you can make an awareness test. Okay.
Marginal success.
Oh, yeah.
Critical success for me.
Yep. Okay, Jenna, you find something that looks like it might be a staircase going down, or it was maybe 200 years ago a staircase. Right now, it's just like a dirt and rock filled hole with grass growing over it.
Any tracks going into it?
It's filled with rocks and dirt.
Okay. Oh, full.
It's completely full, right? Blocked.
Oh.
Yeah, with grass holding all the rocks and stone together. So you would have to
finally see that hand out, like.
No. But you can tell that, after you like move a couple of stones away, you can say, oh, this is probably a staircase going down. But it's been caved in or filled in or filled with dirt. And it's been there so long that it's had time for grass to grow on it.
Is there any sign in the grass here or anywhere around of it wilting and dying from the presence of evil?
Only because you got there. No. It looks like everything's flourishing, actually.
I'm superstitious enough to believe.
Okay, yeah. If something was evil, like living here, maybe. But otherwise, everything seems to be growing and living, and you don't get like your hair on the back of your neck doesn't stand up or anything.
Right, we'll just, brothers, I think we should just go around the areas that we didn't hit earlier on the base of these ruins, and then start heading towards the battlefield.
All right, so once you finish searching the area and without any luck finding any kind of Sully port or anything like that, you decide to head over to the battlefield. Are you going to bring your horses?
Yes.
Yeah, might as well. Yeah.
This time we'll leave them away from once we get close to the battlefield, we'll leave them kind of away from the battlefield and go in on foot.
Yeah, no worries. I have it. Okay, as you start to approach the battlefield, you can see that the sky is starting to turn color. The sky is not blue anymore. The sky is more of a purple. What's a good color? Mauve color. It's kind of like a very light purple, and there's rain clouds. It looks like it's getting ready to rain. A fog starts to roll in, and you're having a hard time breathing. You can breathe. It's just like damp and wet. It's like you're breathing in water.
Has Tabit
Well,
ever seen
priest,
this?
Tabit, if you have anything,
Talbot's with you.
prayers, if you have any prayers or anything you can do, now's the time to do them, because it looks like something's going on here.
Has Tabit ever seen this before? This type of event?
Every time I come over here,
Okay.
it's like, no, let me back that up. Let me rephrase that. The last time I came, it was like this, which was about 7 days ago.
Okay.
But it was not it. Like I said, I visited the Hamala a number of times, and I never felt like coming over and visiting this battlefield until after I found the parchment. I just had this like weird feeling, and when I came over to this battlefield, it was the closer I got to the battlefield, the worse the weather got. It's like it's an old Bugs Bunny cartoon where the rain is only over the battlefield, right? But it's not rain; it's just an overcast thunderstorm kind of thing.
We didn't see it from the distance. It just
You did. As you got closer, the sky was purplish. It's starting to turn purple, and then you started to see a fog, and now it's harder to breathe. And that's like a gradual progression as you were getting closer.
Okay.
I have art. I thought I had art. Maybe I put it in the wrong place. No, I wouldn't put it there. Oh, I have it all the way at the top. Okay. Let me move it to the right place. There you go. And you'll notice that there are skeletons laying on the surface. Okay. Some of them are half buried under dirt. A lot of the trees are dead. You know, well, every tree you can see as you get closer are dead.
Yeah.
But you can see some of the soldiers look like the guys you fought in the town.
Yeah.
You know, they're wearing rags.
Do any of them have the mark in the forehead?
Well, that is going to require you to get close to one.
We'll send Tabit. No.
He pulls out his binos. No. His
Now,
paras-
who doesn't-
Do you see any birds at all? Any life at all?
make an awareness test.
This is what evil looks like.
Yeah, I agree.
You can say a prayer.
Marginal failure.
You haven't seen a bird all day.
Okay.
Roll a marginal success.
4.
What I'm doing is I'm looking at the ground and seeing if there's like worms or bugs or anything, any grass trying to grow.
There is grass in splotches, or whatever you want to call it. Like weeds, more like weeds, less like grass. And yeah, there are well, you don't see any bugs. Not with marginal success. But there is grass. Spots. The trees don't look healthy.
And Tabit, is this have these always been like this while you've been here, or has this recently changed?
I've only been to the battlefield once, and it was like this. It's always been like this.
You would
For
think
me.
that-
I only came here once, and that was 7 days ago, immediately after I found the parchment. So I don't know. It seems unnatural.
Yes, it does. You'd think that these bodies would have been gone a long time ago. They would not be on the surface. You'd think time and erosion would have covered them up.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I guess we're going to... brothers, I suggest that we look around and see if we can find any tracks, see if we can find any evidence of these skeletons getting up and leaving, and see if there's like an area that this happened in, and see if we can find any footsteps or anything of anyone who could have raised these from the dead.
We should head. We came directly from Hamala, right?
Yeah.
So
East.
we look. Do you want to head north and go around, or south and go around? South, probably.
Yeah, I'd say we head south and then see if we see any tracks, and then move
Move
north from
around
there.
the battlefield, around the perimeter a little bit.
Sounds like a good idea.
Keeping an eye on the battlefield itself for any movement at all. I mean,
Yeah.
any movement at all, I'd like to see that.
Right. Okay, so as you guys, are you guys all staying together with your horses? No, or you tied your horses up out
Horses
of the
are gone.
out of
Horses
the
and
fog.
woodsmen are back. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, out of this decayed area, and then
Okay.
nicer ground.
Okay. Are you going to go into the battlefield where you can get like a close up of any of the skeletons?
We want to go to the southern area, I believe Sir Bernier suggested, and we want to look for tracks where skeletons might have left the battlefield and gone to town,
Okay.
and then follow those tracks into the battlefield.
Like back, like follow the
Where
heel.
they
Right.
originated from.
Where they originated from. Gotcha.
Mhm.
Okay, give me awareness tests.
And if our tracker,
He's not there.
track,
He's holding your horses.
he doesn't want to go in, huh?
Well,
I
he's
think
he's,
that-
he's maintaining your horses.
Yeah.
I can't imagine we would miss this if there were that many of those things walking.
And Tabit says, "I'm keeping everyone safe." And then he seems to be holding his holy symbol and muttering some words.
I got a marginal success.
Yeah. Okay, you find some tracks. You find a bunch of tracks. Probably 24
Yeah.
approximately. You don't know. There's just so many. Basically, it's
For
just a
EVPs.
tore up area, right?
Yeah, we'll follow them in to where we think they came out of the ground.
Okay. So as you go in, and who rolled awareness just recently?
I did.
Just Bernie and Reynard and Juna? Because Sir Regis didn't roll. And he's muted, so.
I must have been distracted praying.
Do you want to roll an awareness or no?
Oh, sure.
Marginal indifference.
Oh, you missed it before. I think I've said twice while I was muted that, yeah, I'm just going to pray because I'm in a graveyard and there's bad things all around.
Okay, so everybody's got marginal, and which is pretty good, which means you found the tracks that are obvious. So they're the ones that move in or from it close to the center of the battlefield. So you make your way all the way to the center of the battlefield, or someplace where you think might be the center of the battlefield. There are bodies all over the place. Okay, dead, been dead for hundreds of years. Armor and weapons are all decayed and rusted, and most of these skeletons are, if not all of them, are partially underground. So like you only see the tops of them or the side of them, or maybe a leg or two are sticking out, or maybe a hand is out, right? But you don't, they're all over the place. And you can see some booted footprints in the area.
Yeah, that's where we want to follow, right there.
Do they have the forehead marks?
So you want to get close to one of these skeletons, clean the dirt off their forehead, and look.
Well, there's no foreheads available.
You have to get
To
up and
see?
clean it. You have to clean
you have
them.
to clean it?
Yeah, because they're all dirty,
But I'm not.
moldy.
Yeah, if they're
and
dirty,
not
then they
gonna-
probably don't have them on there.
Right, I'm not going to worry about it then.
Okay. And nobody got a really good success, so I can't give you too many clues.
That's fine.
Yeah.
But yeah, you find like there is a central area where there's a lot of walking with boots, and they, in and out of the center, and yeah, but there's nobody standing there.
Yeah, does it look like those boots go off in any direction? Is it like
They go off in every direction. It's like either one person walked in and out a bunch of times, or a bunch of people walked in and out a couple of times.
Okay. Does there look like to be any place that someone could put a small hut or anything that they could like have a little small camp?
Like a campsite kind of thing.
Yeah.
Not right where you're standing, but you can walk around if you want,
For sure.
All right. Hey, brothers.
or spread out.
I think we should spread out a little bit, not too far, but spread out a little bit and look for a campsite.
Okay, everybody can give me a second awareness test.
Okay.
We're all blind.
It's the weather. Okay, so basically, Juna, Reynard, and Bernier all went this way, and Regis went this way, and you find the signs of a horse. You see like horseshoe hoof prints, right? And but there's no campsite. Nobody finds any campsite or a place where somebody would have set up a tent or anything like that. No fire pit or anything like that. But there was someone here that was on a horse. You can make a horseman, what do you call it? Animal husbandry. No. Yeah, animal handling. If you have horsemanship, that's the role. Only Regis.
Oh.
Okay. You notice there's no manure.
Undead horse.
I didn't say that.
Dun, dun, dun.
But with a critical failure, you don't find any manure. Okay, if you want to go back and report that, I'm sure you could have found other things with a better horsemanship roll. But
wanted to see if I could track which direction it went. But
okay. Do you have any kind of tracking skill?
I do not.
I think we should go back and get our boy, our tracker.
You can ask everyone to roll. Like, you could say, hey, look, I found some horse prints or whatever.
Yeah. My horsemanship, or my horsecraft is just terrible.
Well, you don't need horsecraft. Not now that he's pointing it out. You need tracking.
Yeah, I don't have tracking either.
Tracking
but you open it up the
is...
first time you do it, right?
No, that's not how it works in my world.
What's your base skill for tracking?
5%.
I'll do it. This is going to...
A skill you don't have. Everything. If your skill you don't have, you can roll unskilled. If you get a 5, you succeed. Otherwise, it falls into the category where you've tried and failed, so you can add skill rolls to it. And it's real easy to raise something that's only at 5%.
Hey,
wow.
I did it.
Okay.
I see that.
Reynard sees... What were we doing? Tracking the horse? Okay. The horse goes for about 10 or 20 feet, and then there are no tracks. The tracks stop.
Serena tripped and fell and found the tracks.
Yeah.
So they have a flying horse.
It doesn't poop.
Could be a ghost horse.
Could be a ghost horse.
This doesn't count. I'm just testing this.
Okay.
I think it counts.
Critical fail. Rolled 100. Yeah. It appears to, like, the horse... Are you going the direction it was traveling or where it was coming from? Reynard?
I'm sorry, what?
Not paying attention? Did you track where it was coming from, or did you track where it was going to?
Where it was going to.
Okay. Yeah, it went about 10 feet and stopped. The horse should still be standing there, but it's not.
It might have been walking backwards.
It would have had to have materialized at that point and then started walking backwards. Which,
Either way, it's creepy.
yeah.
Okay, so can I backtrack those tracks I was following?
You certainly can. Give me a tracking roll. But everybody could do it.
Not this
Okay,
time.
I'm gonna do it. It's my turn to roll a 3. Ah,
Yeah, it's pretty much hard to follow, but it goes back out of the graveyard, and then the tracks disappear. It's not that you lose them, because you can see plain as day where they stop, and they're not there anymore, or there's no. You lose them.
is there any man-made objects on this battlefield other than corpses and weapons? I mean, like, is there a monument, a grave, stones, a building?
Okay, yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. There's not.
And Tabit's been here. What about our tracker? Has he been up in this area?
Yeah, I've been up in this area before.
Is there any like old dwellings or anything near here that might be a place that someone might go to?
Well, further up the road is the barbarian village, the Calosta,
And
but we don't go up there because they're barbarians. They don't mess with us. We don't mess with them.
Are they violent to Caldorans?
Only if you approach them.
Do they speak Harnic?
No. They speak pagan languages, whatever that is. I mean, some of them might know how to speak Harnic, but that's not their native tongue.
Yeah. I'm just wondering if they've seen anything strange the last couple of weeks.
It's not unusual for people to go up there to try to trade with them and stuff like that, but you're taking your life in your own hands if you do that.
Yeah.
But no, they haven't come down and messed with our bridge or our town or anything, so we haven't seen them. They don't come down and mess with any caravans or anything that pass through this area. They're very peaceful unless you go mess with them. As far as I know. I haven't been up there. I don't talk to them.
Do any of my brothers here speak anything besides Harnic? Anybody speak Jarin?
I know a little bit of Dwarvish.
Yeah, it's not gonna work.
Mm-mm.
We need Jarin.
I don't think so. But Cabot says, this is creepy. This is evil. If this is where the skeletons came from, maybe at some point someone with more power than myself needs to come and consecrate this ground.
Yes. Yes.
And then maybe bury these, forsaken souls or whatever. Maybe give them a coin to travel. But it looks like if these are human footprints, they are booted, so you have a heel. If these are people, bandits or cultists, as you were mentioning, it looks like they were here, and it looks like they were doing something. They probably, and if they're Morgathian, like you say, maybe they know some ritual that can bring these warriors to life or to undeath. But it looks like any sign of their comings and goings, we're probably not going to be able to see. So I would like you to accompany me. We need to go tell the Saracala what's going on. And I sent a messenger, but I don't know if he's made it. Maybe he was intercepted.
Are you talking about the place that's to the west of us, the Abbey?
I'm talking about the Kalim, which is the High Abbey, the center of power. Which is over by Tishal.
Castle?
Yeah, it's next to Tishal, yeah.
We can take you back
right.
to.
It's right there.
We can take you back to Gardiran.
I'm not going that way. Okay, you guys go your own way. I'll go my way. I'm going to Kalim. You have a wonderful day. Doesn't seem like you want to help.
Well, we want to help, but we're just. I don't know if we're getting.
He's just being rude.
Yeah, I know. I'll talk to my brothers. I go, does this kind of within our.
Well,
he's.
What we've been told was that these horses belong to, is it, I don't, he starts with an M, his name, or dad, Malden, Sir Malden. And Sir Malden is working for the king, or whoever is pretending to be the king at the moment.
There's no king.
There is no king.
There is a king. He's been missing for a year.
Yeah, that's what I meant. So,
Yeah.
but he is the royal, basically sheriff, overall everything. And
He's in charge of the military, really.
He's in charge of kind of like a marshal in a way.
Yeah,
I guess.
yeah.
And he has given us basically the authority to work in his behalf. We could probably head down to Tashal if we think that it would warrant the expedience and whatnot to do this. I don't think we'll be in trouble.
I think.
We already did that from when we went from.
Yes, but talking to Tabit is that we are currently in Gardiran's control. And
No, we're not. Not Gardiran.
Well, yeah, he's control of this
We
bridge.
don't. We have nothing to do with him. We work for.
Well, I know, but the bridge, we had to get his permission to come to the bridge to do this.
We just let him know we were going here.
Yeah,
We didn't get his
and
permission.
we have his horse.
No, we have Malden's
Yes.
horses.
No, we have one extra horse.
Nope,
Yeah.
that was your brother that didn't come with you.
well, regardless, the fastest way to get to Tashal.
The brother that didn't exist. What's that?
Yeah. The fastest way to get to Tashal from here, short of going cross country, which isn't great for horses anyways, takes us through Gardiran. So we can go get our stuff, return the horses, we've done what they asked of us, we make our report, and then head straight down to Kalim to make our report there.
Not return the horses. The horses are near Alicant.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Oh,
We're still near the horses,
wait,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, oops.
hmm So we can go through Gardiran and down to Tashal, or we could go through, is it Getha?
Yeah, I think that's longer to go.
Yeah,
all
that's
way
the way I was planning on traveling.
down. I think it's longer.
Is there a shortcut from Getha to...
Yeah, it's like 62 kilometers that way. This looks like it's more of a straight line.
It's like 62 kilometers.
Yeah.
Looks like 62 kilometers.
Yeah. So I think it'd be better for you to go through Gardiran so we can give him an update about the attack that happened.
Well, you go ahead. I'm heading straight there.
You're going cross country?
I'm going to Getha, Ulden, Shebra, Kiban, all the way down through to Kalim. That's the way I normally travel. Now you're trying to talk me into going to Gardiran and then down the river, which we could do that. But that's not normally the way I go.
If you wouldn't mind, we'd...
And I don't stop at Gardiran and talk to anyone.
No, but we need to. If
Do you? Why do you need to?
We would like to...
This is a game master asking. Why do you have to go to Gardiran? You have no obligations there.
Because we were sent to the... Because we told him we were going to the bridge, and he wanted... And he sent us with a writ, and we want to give him an update on what happened and what's going on there, and if he needs to send more men-at-arms, he needs to send them because all the men-at-arms there are dead.
Okay. So you feel obligated to go back and report to him.
Correct.
The bridge
Okay.
is undefended.
We could send a
That's
message.
Yeah, that's true.
We could send
Yeah.
a message with the woodsman.
Yeah, but can't guarantee it gets to him. There's people looking for any messenger going across and killing them, so no one knows what's going on.
If you take this is just thinking outside meta-wise. If you travel the southern road, you'll be going right past Roganter.
I know.
Which is where your father lives.
I'll tell you what, why don't we...
It'll be a few kilometers off the path, though, but if you wanted to make a little detour, you could.
So
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. We're just ignoring you.
Okay.
What'd you say? I didn't hear you.
I was going to say that we can ask if somebody can go and give a message to the Baron at Gardiran. So maybe even our woodsman, we could give him yet one more task and yet some more money.
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
He
just
could go-
write it down and I'll go carry it over there.
Mhm.
That way I don't mess anything up by telling them the wrong story or whatever.
Then we swing by, stop at Roganter to at least say hi.
Pick up whatever extra cash you left behind.
I got a lot of stuff there. We have equipment too there, right?
broke Ganter at?
It is.
You could just go by it
Oh,
without
okay.
stopping.
Yeah, that's kind of out of the way.
I just don't want to see Dad.
Okay.
I'm the disappointment in the family.
Tab, I know you normally go that way, but it's the same distance going the other way.
I'd really like to go to Roganter, actually.
Yeah, but it takes us.
I don't care. Why?
Away from.
Are
where
we in a
the
hurry?
priest is going. Well, I think so. because
I would
we've not had
like
an
I would
attack.
like to get to Kalim as soon as possible. But if you have family in Roganter, it's only what did I say? It's only like 4 kilometers, which is like an hour's walk.
How are you doing that with measuring stick here? What do you hit to make it do the other stuff?
What other stuff?
To get it to point to point.
I right click. Yep, just like that.
"26 kilometers. How long does it take for a horse to gallop?
Well, you can go 9 kilometers an hour on a horse.
take me 3 hours to get there, and 3 hours back. And how far can you guys walk?
5 kilometers per hour.
So it'd be 15. So I'd have to get to there.
15 would be the 3 hours. Yeah, they would be further than that because you got to go there, report.
So we said 3 hours.
The entire
6.
ride is
That's a long way. Yeah.
the entire ride is 7 hours for both paths we're looking at that run speed.
Yeah, but we can't run because we got the priest with us who doesn't have a horse.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Movement
You're already-
is 5 kilometers per hour.
okay. So 12 hours.
Well,
Uh,
what are you talking about? For going 60 kilometers?
yeah.
Yeah.
So 12, 13 hours. So if you're already going 3 hours out of the way, at that point you may as well just continue that path and come around that alternate route. Because by the time you catch up to us, we'd almost be there anyways. And if...
So Kiban is 40. That's 8 hours away. So Kaban would probably be where you guys stay for the night.
Right. Well, you could push on to Roganter.
I don't want to go to Roganter.
Okay.
I feel like
Why not?
I don't want to see Dad again until we've made something of ourselves.
Yeah, it's only been a month.
Yeah, they made a big "How do you do" when we left. You know, I feel like they deserve something when we come back.
I need to ask you guys some questions about your characters some changes have happened and I haven't made the changes in my story. Who has the sword that was found in Loban?
I do.
You do?
The one with the runes on it.
Yeah.
I have that.
Okay. But that wasn't your home.
No, originally it was a brother who doesn't.
Right. So who's taking his place?
We decided I was. That's why I've got the sword.
Okay, so that was your home.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got retconned as your home, yes.
Yeah, that's cool. No, that's totally cool. I just needed to remind myself now. Did I close the thing already? No. Oh, I'm opening something I shouldn't. What the heck? Bear with me.
Now, it will take
There it is.
9 hours to get the Kiban if I ride to Gadir and then back. 9 minus whatever I tell the Duke. Or the Lord there. Or we could send the Woodsman. It's up to you guys. You
Okay,
think it's
so
better for us all to stick together, then we'll go that way, and we'll send the Woodsman. I'm not a big fan of splitting up the party. But I
Yep,
do need more-
the woodsman is
Lord Gardira.
okay with that. If you want him to go, he will.
I will pay him. What do you guys think is a fair thing?
Well,
We owe him for going with us to the thing also,
Yep.
to the graveyard.
Okay, so let me go to my players
Does the
here.
woodsman, does the woodsman have a price he would like for the trip to Gardiran?
Whatever you feel is appropriate.
Will we settle?
He's
at
walking.
20
He's not riding.
20 pennies?
Yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. Okay, so Mason, your father's name is Hardy, right?
Party?
Isn't that on your character sheet?
I'm checking. I do not have a name for that.
Okay.
I just have Surf Farmer.
Oh, okay, in that case, change it to Gilpin, because that was the guy that was in Loban.
Gilpin.
Yep. Nobody else knows who their father's name is. Right. It was Sir Farmer. Okay. Regis. And Jenna. Okay. I just had to make sure I had the right farmers for the right players. And then, secondly, okay, I got who has the sword. And, okay, that's all I needed to know. Okay, good. I'm squared away. So you guys are going to walk with Cabot south
yes.
through Getha? Are we gonna leave right now, or is there anything in town you need to grab? I don't have anything. I'd like to tell the innkeeper that we sent message to Gardiran. They should be sending more guards, and I have to go report to my my superiors and let them know what's going on here. Okay. So I'm just going to start moving your icon. About 8. Okay, so you get back to town about 9 in the morning. You report. He tells the innkeeper what's going on. You pay the woodsman, and you write him out a note to take to the Earl in Gardiran, letting him know what exactly. Who's writing it?
Not me.
I know it's not Arnie.
I have to.
Okay, so just tell me.
I'm writing it right now.
You get 30 words or less. No, that's not true. Are you putting it into a document?
Yeah, I just put it in chat.
Oh, okay.
I do have parchment and a pen.
Yeah, I have the same thing.
Okay.
You haven't put it in chat yet, right?
No, it's in our chat, in the main chat.
Oh, it's in Roll20.
Oh, Roll20 chat. Oh, okay, that's even better. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, okay, so that's perfect. And then he says, "I'm on my way," and then you guys continue on from 9 o'clock. Whoops, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, it is. From 9 o'clock. to 10, you get to right about there. And Mason, give me a d20 roll.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay, a 5.
Fine.
Okay, at about 11, you get to Getha. You don't have to stop. You just keep on moving. It's early, so there's no need to stop unless you want to.
Got warm pie.
Sure, we can take some time and visit the inn.
If they have any vendors that are selling any fresh bread or anything, I'll just buy it from horseback and just continue on our way. If not, then we keep going.
1. Okay, at about 1 o'clock, you make it to a town called Tessina.
Just want to remind everyone that we left our cart in Garderin.
Yeah, I know.
So about 5 o'clock, you get to Keban.
And this is the area that I've already been, correct? No, that was
You've never been this way.
no, that was Lobane. Is where you guys.
Yeah, right. Keban is the second largest settlement in the Kingdom of Kaldor. There's approximately 2,200 people there. It's huge. It's a castle, really, but I guess there's supposed to be a city.
Yeah.
I don't have it. I don't have anything in Roll20 for it because I wasn't thinking you were going this way. But it's basically a walled city, and the castle's out in the middle of the river. Yeah, so I mean, I could copy and paste this into the Roll20, but I'm not going to worry about it. So here, let's do this. I'm going to do something. View full screen mode. Really? Okay, there we go. I'll just make a handout. It'll be much easier. And I just got this. I think it was part of my my quarterly subscription or whatever. Whatever that's called.
The Harn Quest?
Yeah, the Harn Quest. Map, there we go. Handout. It's loading. There we go. This would be Keban map. All right, so there it is. you came from the north. You came through that alligator area, whatever it's called, and then to the keep. Is there somewhere you want to go? Do you want to go to an inn? Do you want to? They have the Wall Watch Inn. That's I don't know if you can even see that very well. Maybe if you use a magnifier.
Yeah, we'll stay at the end.
Yeah, if you use a magnifier too much, everything gets blurry. Number 9 is the Wall Watch Inn.
That's over by.
There's also a Silver Way Inn.
Oh, the Silver Way Inn I've heard of. That's the best one to go to.
Yes, it would be better than the Wall Watch. That's number 14. Bottom left, maybe? Against the wall over there? Is that 14?
Yeah, 14 is.
Yeah, right there off of Quirina Way,
Yep.
Quirina Road. Okay, so
Half circle.
yeah, exactly. So you go down there, and the other building in that little semicircle is 41. That's looks like a house. It looks like it's run down, plain timber frame dwelling. So it's very weird. Okay, but you go to 14?
Yes.
Okay. Well, there's no map. Not for that inn. You go in there. It seems like it's a very well-to-do place. 4 out of 5 stars, and looks like it's looks like there's a bunch of people working here. It looks like it's got good food and good accommodations. And the owner is Ilian. That's his name.
Yeah, we'll head in.
Yeah. And you can make a intrigue roll.
That's hopefully my bread and butter here, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, that would go. That would be appropriate that Reynard makes this roll. He's talking to someone else, and he's very. He looks like, okay. He sounds like he's speaking from a position of authority, like, you know, I told you this is the way it should be done in town, and make sure that, you know, you don't do it the wrong way, kind of thing. So he's speaking in a tone of authority, and he says, because that's the way we used to do it in Azadmir. You're muted.
Azadmir, huh?
The Dwarven Kingdom.
Oh, right.
And since you speak Dwarven,
Yes.
Yeah.
he's not a dwarf, but he says that's the way we used to do it in Azadmir.
Okay, I'll walk over to him and I'll say, "Oh, you've been to the Dwarven lands."
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Uh,
What makes you say that? Did you overhear my conversation with Kirk?
I may have. I have a strong scholarly interest in the region.
Oh, well, sit down and let me tell you all about it.
I sit.
So, you spend the rest of your night listening to stories about the Dwarven Kingdom and how he used to live there, and he worked for the dwarves and did all kinds of learned a lot about like masonry and art and how to build a strong bridge and all kinds of things, right? That you would suspect a dwarf would know. And you're out for the rest of the day. I mean, unavailable. Because he captivates you with his stories. But the rest of you all get a room, and the rooms are 5 silver a night. And if you double up, it's only 9.
Can you triple
9.
up?
No, he doesn't have any rooms. Well, you can triple up, but it would be 14 at that point.
Okay.
9 each.
9 for the room for 2
Nine
people.
total.
5 for your own bed, or 9 if you want 2 beds in one room.
Okay. We'll double up.
Okay.
I'll go with you, Bernie.
Okay.
Okay.
And that'll include a continental breakfast. You know, it'll include like a muffin and some butter and some ale.
Breakfast ale.
Yeah. And you'll want to talk to. I called him Kirk. I'm sorry. His name is Kilk. If you want to put your horses up, you need to talk to Kilk. And he points over at the guy who was just scolding.
Okay, we need to do that.
Bernard, I will pay 5 if you want to pay 4 for the room.
Oh, I already paid 4.5, but I'll do that. I'll put the half.
Oh,
back
that was for Sir Raynard. You, Bernie, and Regis are
on.
staying.
Oh,
together.
okay.
He's saying you're not with me. You're over there.
Yeah.
Okay,
Sir
Kilk.
Regis already claimed you as his sweet partner.
Oh.
It's my favorite brother.
I just toss you the coins without looking away from the storytelling man.
We'll go
Yeah,
see
but
the ostler or the stable boy or guy or.
Yeah, that's him. He's the ostler.
We'd like to stable 4 horses for the night, please.
Okay. Okay, that's care at the inn. An overnight visit will cost $4 per horse.
Ready? I'll pay my 4 and collect the others 4 throughout the evening.
All right. 4 for the horse.
Now I know where to get my money.
So are you guys feeding your horses?
Well, if the inn doesn't take care of the feeding,
Well, you just had a... Well, that's just tonight, but I mean, you just traveled on the road. Do you have any, like, feed or anything like
No.
that?
I didn't. No, we normally just let them eat grass on the side of the road.
Did we have feed on the cart?
Yeah, but the cart's in
Yeah.
Deeren.
Horses eat a mixture of grass, hay, grains, and some vegetables and fruit. They should always be grazed on pasture where they can find a good selection of fresh grass and other plants.
So I will talk to the hostler about getting some other stuff that we can take with us in case we need to feed our horses.
Horses also require access to salt,
Yeah.
beets, carrots, apples, pears, and the like. Okay. A typical inn, right? You already got the... Okay, so what we'll do is we'll provide you with a day's worth of feed that you can take with you, and it won't cost you anything.
All right, thank you.
What we'll do is we'll just keep the manure.
Fair trade.
And it's 36 pounds per day
Of food?
for the horse.
36 pounds for each horse?
Yes.
Well, most of it will be the grass, so we'll carry like the apples or the beets or the carrots and some dry hay.
That's right. And that's why it's 36 pounds. Normally it would be 56.
We need a pack horse and a squire.
This isn't just a small horse. This is a very large horse. So
Okay.
36 pounds. Which I think your horses can carry it.
And, you know, if you buy grain, it's going to come in a bag. So it's all packed already.
A lot of it is rye. No, I'm kidding. It's hay, grain, barley, rye, wheat, where suitable. But he has a mix. He has like salt in there, and like you said, carrots and beets and stuff. So it's like a ration for horses.
Okay.
And it won't cost you anything because we'll just collect up the manure, and that'll be fair trade because what we'll do is we'll sell the manure to tanners and farmers. Make our money back. Or trade for feed.
Alrighty, so we'll just take it easy in the end. Make sure the horses are taken care of, and just
Yeah, these are nice people. They're not ruffians. This appears to be a very nice town, well guarded, well maintained. Prices seem to be a little high, though, just FYI.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what you get for the security
Should brother
and
should we
and
go-
clean blankets.
Should we inform the Lord of Kaban that what we've seen up north, or should we let? How do we want this word to get out?
I think that would be.
Well, if you're asking Tabit, he's keeping mum's the word. I'm taking it straight to my high priest. I'm not telling anyone
Get out of here.
because I don't know who I can trust.
I wouldn't presume to speak for any of the lords on their land about what happened.
I just don't want to be the low man on the totem pole with the secret, and why we didn't inform anybody.
We're heading to inform the high priest.
Because in my message, I didn't even inform him that that the attack was by undead.
That might have made it sound crazy.
Yeah.
I think you did fine. I think we were on our way to see we're going to the head of the whole thing.
Being a Morgathian cult issue, I think the High Priest is definitely the first to know.
Yeah, I wouldn't expect to talk to any other people on the way much about it. Unless something happened to this person's lands, and I would just tell him about that personally.
And he knew that you were going to the bridge because you heard a rumor or story that it could be attacked by cultists. So he already knew that. But like you said, you didn't tell him about undead, but that might have made you sound crazy.
Yeah.
And there's some people left in the village. Once they send help, they'll get their answers.
Mason, give me a D20 roll.
We'll start charging for these. 18.
Okay. Okay, so you hear a knock at your door. Knock, knock, knock.
Answer it.
Well, it's not your door.
Oh, my
Yeah,
door.
we're in the same. We're in the same room.
Oh, you two are in the same room? Okay. Yeah. So you hear it. So you go up to the door.
Who is
And
it?
you say,
Who's there?
everything you desire. And you hear like a very feminine voice. And then you hear another girly voice come from a little bit further down the hall. Aren't there two of them? Tell them I'm out here too.
It's the ghost of
There's
Carla.
two of us, and we know that you need attention. Need a gentle massage.
Is Sir Raynard listening in on this, or is he kind
Oh yeah, he's a roll. Yeah.
of?
You haven't been fallen asleep yet.
All
They
right.
didn't wake you up. It's
Alright,
like
you wanna-
Very
7 or 8. Like you just finished talking.
I'm
Are you? Come on. Are you gonna open the door?
No. Check the next room over.
Okay. Knock, knock. You guys get knocked on your door.
Did we hear the first conversation through the door?
Well, you heard some. No, you didn't hear the words, but you heard that there was a conversation.
I'll crack the door with my dagger behind my back just in case, because
Okay.
there's cultists.
Well, there are two girls outside, in their late teens, and they are dressed for success. You know, they are showing more skin than legally allowed, and they're wearing makeup and they're obviously professionals. So, you come highly recommended. And we're here to take care of your needs.
I'm gonna say, one moment. I'm gonna close the door. Then I'm gonna look at Bernie. I'm gonna say, I'm really torn. Normally I would say yes, but they went to the pretty ones first. I'm a little irritated by that.
I'll stick my head out the door.
I'm afraid.
and I'll tell the ladies they are highly recommended, and then I'll close the door.
We have friends. If you need someone, I can go get you someone. Looking back at you.
To be honest, I don't trust anybody right now on this mission. I just want to get some sleep and get to the...
A mission? You guys are on a mission? You mean like a mission from God?
No. Nightly business.
Yeah.
Okay. Like a missionary? Missionary is always good.
No, we don't have a position in the knighthood yet.
Yeah, missionary position.
Yeah, I know. That was my joke.
Yeah.
Good night, ladies. I'll close the door.
Are you sure?
Not
Okay.
sure about anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sure about anything.
They turn their back and then they knock on the door on across the hall from you guys.
The dude from Azadmir.
No,
the
he's
priest.
the
He's like,
owner.
both of you can come in.
Did I hear you say friends?
He's got to keep his sword sharp. Okay, so the rest of the night goes uneventful. You get up, you gather your belongings, you gather your breakfast roll and ale and down it real quick. And the priest seems to be rejuvenated, and you guys are ready to continue your path towards Roganter, or no? Because I think you guys, some want to go and some don't want to go.
We can go, but I'm going to stay on the edge of town.
So by
Well-
10 o'clock, you get to the intersection that where you have to make a decision. 10 a.m. You just passed Gin. You're on your way to Matas. So you can make the turn and go up to Roganter, or you could just drive on to Kalim. If there's nothing really for you to do in Roganter, then there's no real... You could go to Roganter afterwards.
Okay.
Right?
We
Or
want to
if...
inform our father what we've seen and what happened.
I was just going to tell him that we're gainfully employed by the
By the Kingdom Sheriff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I'm more concerned about what we've seen.
He is
And if
also
we
a
should-
very well-known, well-respected Knight of Lorani.
I think we should go tell him that we're attacked by undead, and we fought them off.
Let him know the cult is actively moving, because he might know who to tell first. Like, the rest of his old order or something. He might have connections.
He does have to make payments to the church for his land because it's owned by the church.
Yeah.
So, okay, so one more hour later, you'll be home.
I guess, in that sense, we do have big news for him, so I'll go to meet him.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is approximately 11. and you're coming up the southern road to Einar. So yeah, you travel up the road. The manor house is like right here, and it's like midday. Everybody's out in the field doing their work, their duties, or whatever. As you guys ride into town, one of your one of the guards that normally are living in the manor sees you approach and just runs into the gatehouse and runs into the manor complex. Obviously to warn him or inform him that you guys are here. Maybe, or to tell your widower mother that, that you're home.
Mm-hmm. He was sick when we left. Badly sick.
Okay, so when you guys get to the gatehouse, the other guard is just kind of, you guys are home? Okay, cool. He's like, it's the brothers. Welcome home. Hope you had a good trip. It's only been a month. You guys have been gone for... Okay, before we go any further, it's been the next day. I got to move the calendar, which means you guys got to spend some points.
And there might be healing rolls, because I think people had like...
Oh, yeah, for last night. Yeah.
I think most people still had like one.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't spend 12 hours in rest.
Oh.
In the inn?
Nope, not 12 hours.
Oh, okay.
No, hold on. Yes,
I mean, it's not like we hired the girls.
exactly. You did spend 12 hours of rest. Does anybody need to make a rest roll in Kuban?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and do
I
that.
think so.
Yeah, do that.
You just roll the injury, right?
And you'll add
22?
position. If I'm
Half of someone's position as a bonus to your roll. 22.
But we had separate rooms, so you might not have had me.
I think I'm good for a 14.
Okay, 14. Does that give me a chance to add it before?
Yeah, 22.
Okay, 14. Do I do a minus 14?
Plus.
What?
Yep, marginal success means
Improves by 1.
Oh, 18, my bad.
improves by 1, yeah.
It's okay. So then, can I just remove this whole thing?
Yeah, you just remove the whole thing.
Okay, I need a permanent stat loss from my groin fracture. You said you would decide it when it healed.
Right.
Those girls had come to our room first. Maybe I'd have had one of those too.
I believe I can't scroll for some reason. What's going on here? Because it's already at the bottom. Okay, hold on.
Oh, gotta modify. Okay. Permanent groin loss?
Dismounting is the most dangerous thing we've done.
Yeah, he got a serious enough injury and a low enough recovery roll that means he had a permanent loss.
You transitioning?
I might be an innie now.
1d3, okay. So it's a loss by 1d3, and we'll say your choice. Or better yet, I'm going to start with comeliness. If you roll a 2, you'll lose 1 off of comeliness and 1 off of stamina. And if you roll a 3, you'll lose 1 off of comeliness, 1 off of stamina, and 1 off of voice.
Damn.
Boys.
Okay.
So it's 1d3. Okay.
So 1 comeliness.
1 comeliness, 1 stamina.
I had a 16.
You did.
You're still way above my 7.
But did it heal? Your, yeah, everybody's healed.
Yeah.
Oh, Jonah gets 2. He had a critical success.
Cool.
Okay, it's now. I'm trying to remember how I did this. Is it under map? Maybe it's under map. No, it's not. Okay. Really? No. Okay. Not accepting that. Harn. Religion. Uploading a new calendar. Okay. The date is now the 1st, and there we go. Got rid of everybody. Okay, so Mason and Arnie, you get 25 rolls. Before you start making any rolls, there's something you want to know. But everyone else gets 4 rolls, unfortunately, because you started late in the campaign. If out of those 25, think of them like development points. If you want, you can take 10 development points and add 1 to any stat. Just straight up, without any die rolls. So you could say, I want to raise my comeliness to 16 and spend 10 of your 25 points. Or, because you'll have extra points. And you can do that twice. On a full 30-day month, you would be able to do that 3 times if you wanted. That's for everybody. Otherwise, you can spend your point on any skill roll. Basically, it's just a standard development roll. You say, I want to roll for reading. You roll. I want to roll for horsemanship. You just roll. And you get 25 of those. Just go ahead and knock all of those out real quick.
Okay.
And those of you that are 4, you can do that to 4 skills.
What is the stat cap? Is it
Million.
okay?
What game are you playing? No. Yeah, it's not
I
20.
figured there was a cap.
No.
I don't know what.
If you get a stat close to 20, I'll start considering a cap.
Well, I have 19 strength,
Okay.
and I could add 1 to it.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
I don't think... yeah, you can add.
695, 85.
I don't think there is a cap. I think there is a max you can roll.
Okay.
But I'm checking. Yeah, 21. Yeah, it shows a possible dwarven character could have a 27 strength.
Okay.
So I'm sure that you could be very strong. Three to 18 would be your standard normal strengths, but you're a manly man.
Corn-fed.
Corn-fed. Okay. Bernier got some condition.
Mm-hmm. I'm done with rolling on condition, but I am very pleased with how that turned out. It's a hard one to do, and I got a few in a row, and I'm really happy with that. So,
You shouldn't roll the same thing
Oh, okay.
super fast, because remember, your first roll improves it by 1.
Oh.
Then when you roll it again, now your number's harder. So you got to change it each time you succeed.
well,
Wow, this month has got a lot of holidays in it.
Good. We need it.
No, but they're not all good holidays.
Bad. I hate it.
Yeah, like...
all right, I'm almost done.
Okay. So I added 1 to strength, 1 to agility, so there's 20.
There's some Morgathian holiday in the middle of this month.
And then 5 attempts at Kuzan, because I was studying that a lot at night.
Okay. Yeah, right. And that book that you were reading that I think would be
Yeah,
done
'cause
by
I'm
now.
trying to translate it.
Hmm.
It's got the story of this cool sword we found. The broken one, not my house one. All this fighting and running around the last month, it's different than training at home, because there's no soft bed and hot meal waiting for us every night. It's just been rocks.
All right, I'm done.
All right.
Some failures.
Oh, yeah. Just let me know when everybody's done.
Oh, I've been doing a lot. Or it goes quick.
Yeah. Mason, you done?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So as you ride up to the gatehouse, you see your father and mother standing at in front of the great hall. He looks like he's in good health. The priest is standing with him. So, for those of you that know your father, Sir Nevin, he looks like he's in good health. Lady Anena, it's a weird name, is with him. And Mateka Jebel is also there. And None of the nobody else. Okay, and so so he's just standing there as you guys ride in, and there's the stable boy ready to take your horses.
Hand the horses off to the stable boy, I guess.
Okay,
And
the priest comes walking in.
to the stable.
Oh, with you guys,
Okay.
but he's not on a horse.
Oh yeah, Tabit. Do the appropriate honors to Father to present ourselves in a knightly way to try to impress him.
Okay, and before you do any of that, where is that sword?
With the rune sword.
The only sword that matters.
Okay. Well, we have a magic dwarven broken sword. It is hung on my belt in place of the bastard sword I was using.
Okay, so basically, it's not like wrapped up in a blanket, tied across your backpack or anything like that. It's in a position where you could get to it.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. He says, "I'm glad to see you guys. You guys have been gone a whole month. You went to the tournament. Then I haven't heard anything back from you or anything. I've kept your room. It's available. You guys can stay in your room, and if you want, spend the night. We can share your stories. Let me know what's been going on. And I see that you've gotten horses. So that means you must be successful in some manner. And I see you brought home your own priest."
Introduce the priest Tabit to our father and mother, and to Matakea, the Jebel.
Jebel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. They exchange glances.
Ooh.
All right, so
Very good.
So come on
Okay.
into the manor and sit at the great table. The door to the manor just opens in directly to the dinner table. So like the door's open, the dinner table's right there. And he says, "Come in, have a seat. I'll have the. It's almost lunchtime. I'll have the chef make something for us, and you can tell me of all your exploits." So he sits at the head of the table. His wife sits next to him. Jebel stands behind him.
And Tabit's at the table as well.
Tabit's, yeah.
Well-
Tabit will stand somewhere near the table.
I'll sit down.
Sit down.
Okay.
And
So who wants to go first? Or everyone can go first.
well, Brenda, do you want to talk about the tournament first? Do you want to tell that one? And then I'll
Well-
do the.
We uncovered a plot by one noble to frame another for murder and some other stuff. We cleared that up and helped our new friend get a place in the Royal Guard. He placed like 8th in the tournament or something. We made some friends. I danced with the Queen. Pretty cool.
Okay.
We uncovered the plot. You mentioned that.
Yes.
And we were then, after that tournament, we were asked to do some, go up to Loban.
Oh,
This
and then
is
his
by-
eyes
this
his
is by
eyes
the
perk up
sheriff.
when you say that.
Like, this is the sheriff of, okay.
Hang on. It's been a long time since we played, and it's been a little bit of time since you weren't actually thinking of this at the time because there was another player in your footsteps, right? I'm talking to Mason. So you might not have caught on to this. You might not have paid attention to this. So I'm going to reiterate. I'm going to recap your thoughts because it's for your character it's only been a month. But for us it's been quite a bit. And it hasn't really even been that long because that was like halfway through the month you went to Loban. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. Sir Nevin was a knight of Lorani. He was approached by a farmer to have him take you off of his hands and train you on how to be a knight and a noble warrior and all that. And then you were raised by Nevin, and you went on this tournament. And you went to a town called Loban, which is your home, or that's what you remember to be your home. Your father. Do you remember anything about your biological father? No. Okay.
Just his name.
Right. So he apparently wasn't a good farmer. And he had a sword hidden away in his basement.
Yes.
And it's highly illegal for a farmer to own that sword. It's a bastard sword. It's a noble only type weapon. And I mentioned at the time to the previous player that he would probably want to present or inquire with Nevin to find out what he knows about maybe the sword or your father, because the stories aren't matching, right? The stories
I
aren't.
remember that.
Okay. And so now that you're home, this might be an opportunity to do that. You don't have to, and I don't know what you're going to want to ask or anything like that, but I'm just saying that you might have forgotten that because it wasn't you at the time. It was like an extra body experience.
No, I was gonna save that for after we told them all of our collective stuff.
Okay. No, that's perfectly fine. All right. So you went to Loban and you see his eyes perk up. Go ahead. Finish your story.
We were sent to Loban by Sir Malden from Alicant to inquire as to why the harvest payment, their payment in kind, didn't arrive
Oh,
at
okay.
Olicon.
Yeah.
So we went with empty carts and teamsters to Loban, and when we got there, the manor was closed up tight in a defensive position, and we had
Okay.
to inquire with Sir Cathal Art, who is the manor lord there. We finally got an audience with him, and
Now, Sir Cathal, that sounds like a guy that I jousted once.
he seemed to be a very competent tournament.
Okay, so I might have, because I was also frequented the tournament circuit.
He had a lot of trophies that he was very proud of.
Yeah. Yeah, he might
He
have
was in
defeated me.
He was in a bad way. It wasn't going well for him, and so he instructed us to basically try to figure it out on our own. Is how it came down to it at the end. We worked with the beetle. in the town who took us around. We saw where people had been murdered, and we surmised that it was not the Tailda, which was what the Manor Lord Cathal tried to maybe think it was the Tailda barbarians. We ended up at a mine. There's a I think it's an iron mine just north of there, where the first killings took place. And from there we met a hermit that lived over in, who told us basically clues to a rock, a giant rock, which is a mountain rock basically, and that there was offerings that were normally left there by the Tailda, and the offerings were missing after Cathal and his troops had pushed them back away from the area. In a nutshell. When we went in, we did discover, through various different times going around the rock and under it, we discovered a troll. And I'm sorry, I don't remember the
Nola
name for a Nolan.
Nola.
A Nola.
No A, just Nola.
A Nol. And
Nola. Not
Nola.
Not a Nola, just Nola.
We discovered
Who's on first?
a space Nola.
There you go.
And we dispatched it and basically allowed the town to be able to do their harvest. From there, we went back to...
Do you still have a body part of the Nola?
Not with us.
That's good.
I think it
would be
was
rotten
in the
by now.
Cart. Yeah, it was an arm. No, we left those all with Sir Cathal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For his
That's right.
trophies.
That's right.
Because then he presented it to his people that the monster was killed. I mean, we let Sir Cathal be the hero for his people to get that going. Basically, we left as friends with Sir Cathal. So that was, how we deemed it wisest to have a friend, not
Okay.
an enemy.
Yeah, it's keep going. That sounds sounds like you're having a very what's the word? Like an action-packed adventure.
Yes, action-packed, and rewarding as well. A little bit of pay here and there. I mean, Sir Malden is paying us, and he wants us to. He asked us about our allegiance to which pretender to the throne, or.
And what did you say?
We didn't say anything. We just waited
Okay.
because we don't know enough, to be honest.
Okay.
Derek, I assume that at our level of knighthood, that when we get a job, our lord will we would support our lord in their wish for whoever would be we would be a household knight and
Right.
support our lord in his move. So since we aren't household knights or have a job, I didn't think it's our place at 19 years old to start announcing who we thought should be the next king. So to be honest, we just, in
Right.
deference to our position, we don't really know, sir.
That's right.
That type of thing.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
You go where the wind blows you.
Yep.
after that, Sir Emmett had another job for us. We had to investigate dragon sightings, believe it or not. And that's actually
A dragon?
the reason we're here. Yeah, turns out there's a Morgathian cult active across Kaldor. At least one chunk of them managed to get their hands on a dragon egg and was holding it hostage to add a little fire to their attacks on various...
When you say Morgathian cult, you can see that worry crosses his face.
We followed a lead we got from one of the cultists and managed to save another town from their attack. They had animated skeletons, and we think they're collecting some sort of sealed pieces of a parchment.
Okay.
don't know what it is. They keep stealing the bits. We're on our way to make a report, actually, at the to the high priest. We thought we'd stop and let you know. Maybe you have some insight from your more active days.
Is that everything?
Pretty much.
No, I'd like to mention that Tabit was instrumental in fighting and defending the bridge town.
Oh,
It's
yeah, no, he's
Noonan, and that he has been instrumental in helping us with this. He had found the actual item and had, and we lost it during the fight.
Oh,
So-
one more thing.
What item?
I pull out the sword and I set it on the table. So, I found this in my old father's home. He was never a good farmer. What?
He reaches out and picks up the sword.
Yeah, what can you tell me about him?
He
or-
pulls it out
or-
and says, "This is Heartseeker. Where did you find this?"
Back at my old house where I lived before I came here. In village. Can't I find the village?
He puts it back in the sheath and he hands it to you. There's a lot going on in the kingdom. It seems like the Morgathians are back. I think I need to tell you something. And he's looking at all four of you now.
I'll look up. At
And he
Tabit.
says, Tabit, I think you should take a seat. And Tabit takes a seat. And as you know, I'm a knight of Lorani. But before that, I was a squire, as most knights are, in the service of 4 knights. And they had many tales to tell, many heroic deeds and daring do, and you wouldn't find a more stalwart group of, I would say, heroes in the kingdom. But they were all married and had children of their own. And when the babies were born, all the mothers died in childbirth. And the babies were all born within 12 months of each other. And the knights and I knew Sir Gilpin, Sir Raelif, Sir Hardy, and Sir Eden. We knew the prophecy was coming to be. Reynard, I suspect that you know that your father was Sir Gilpin,
Yes.
and Bernier, Sir Raelif, was your father's name. And Regis, your true father is Sir Hardy, and Juna, your father was Sir Edioin. They knew the prophecy was coming, and they agreed to go into hiding to protect their children, raising them as farmers and keeping them in the dark. But keeping them in the dark would not prepare them for the trials that are prophesied. And being devout Lorrainians believed in these sorts of things, so they arranged for me to raise them as my own. They asked me to take them into my household and raise them to be strong and righteous knights, which I hope I did.
Did he say earlier that all our fathers are now?
All your mothers. Your mothers all died in childbirth. So I took you in. They went into hiding, and I raised you to the best of my ability from the training that I received from your fathers as their squire, and now your father. And I turned them into what you are now. And then he looks up at Nevin and says, go get the scroll so that I can read it. And I mean, not Nevin. He looks up at Neville, and he runs off, grabs a scroll out of a cabinet somewhere, and you hear cabinet doors opening and closing. He comes back, and there's a scroll. It's not an old scroll. It looks like it's been recently written, maybe within the last 20 years, like it was probably transcribed from something else. And he pulls it out and he says, this is the prophecy. I don't think I have a handout for this. I think I might have to read it to you. Messages and notes. No prophecy. Roganter. Okay, I'm hearing myself. Who am I hearing myself? Arnie. I'm hearing myself come through your mic. There we go. Yep, I guess I'll just read it. I'll make a handout at some point for you guys to read on your own, because it's not really in English. I mean, it is, but it's not. Unless you can. Let's just read it. Nope. I'm going to copy and paste it. I'm going to make a handout, and then I'll allow you guys to read it. Or I'll read it out loud. There you go. It's Tetralogy of the Paladin. Noble born in succession year. Armed with a panoply. Shall hatch a planoply. Dragons roam and dragons vie. The Lich King doomed to die. An undead ritual off the scale, the Tetrid are deemed to fail will bring in death for Chris's lord, upon which, and that's where it was incomplete. Couldn't complete the prophecy. We believed that this prophecy refers to 4 warriors, the tetrad. And a dragon hatching a plan involving the undead. The prophecy says okay, let me see if I can make sense of this. The prophecy says that there will be a tetralogy of the paladin, which is 4 warriors of the paladin. They will all be born within a year of each other. They will be armed with a panoply, and they will hatch a plan to defeat a dragon, because a dragon has their own plan. But this tetralogy will defeat a Lich King and prevent an undead ritual. But the tetrad are deemed to fail, will bring in death for Chris's lord. And Chris's lord is Morgath. Upon which we don't know. So your fathers believed that with all of you being born the same year, within 12 months of each other, with the deaths of your mothers at birth, that, and them all being warriors of the paladin, that you might be part of the prophecy to stop a dragon or to stop an undead ritual, stop Chris, or maybe Chris's lord, or something. So you were hidden to prevent people that know of this prophecy that might have wanted to prevent it from happening, going around and killing you. But now that you are knights, you're old enough, I don't know where to begin. And Tabit speaks up and he says, "My lord, if I can speak, these knights that your sons, your stepsons, your adopted sons, have had mentioned that they helped a dragon. I don't know the full story behind that. Maybe they would like to share with that. Plus, we've had some undead fight. They all appear to be Chris's undead. So maybe this prophecy is coming to fruition. Maybe we should go to my high priest and tell him what's going on and find out what's up." Maybe he can share more.
We should tell the rest of the story about the dragon. That whole thing
Okay.
with the dragon,
Yeah.
and that we returned the egg and suspected the dragon was not telling us the complete truth at that point. And also mention the cultists. The cultists.
Well, go ahead. Don't tell. I don't know what you're saying.
Okay.
You're just giving me. I try to put myself out of the DM and into the character.
Falkrath.
Okay.
Falcath.
Falcath. Yep.
We were at Falcath to investigate the sightings of a dragon.
Right.
While we were there, we saw a dragon that was leaving a mark on the ground, burned with an arrow, facing a certain direction northwest of Falcath. We were, at the time, leaving a cavern that we had investigated, a missing boy, and recovered the boy. When we came out, the dragon was there. We got back to Falcath and realized there had been fights and burnings of some buildings in the manor. And upon investigation of that, we found the missing container, the brick, with some item missing from it. We didn't know what it was at the time, but we also witnessed cultists of Morgath dressed in gray robes and had bows that they'd used to kill some of the locals, and had made great effort to recover all the arrows they shot. Though we don't know why, but that was interesting. From there, we followed the mark in the ground north and met a dragon on the road. And the dragon asked us to recover their egg that he was being I don't know if it was a he or a she, to be honest. The dragon asked us to recover its egg from the Morgathian cultists that were holding the egg hostage, so that the dragon would do their bidding.
Okay.
We ended up waylaying the cultists at a meeting point on top of a hill at night. The dragon was supposed to meet. Instead, they met us. We had a fight. Interrogated one of the cultists, who told us where their camp was. We went to the camp, recovered the egg. Had another interrogation that told us about impending doom at the bridge, and I am sorry I don't remember the name of that. Starts with an N.
Nanlum.
Nanlum. I don't see it on our folder, so I couldn't find it. So we ended up there. That's where we met Tabit, who was defending the town, or that bridge crossing small village from the attack of the undead skeletons. I said, I have a skull in the horse equipment, if you'd like to see it, of one of the skeletons that has a mark. We're taken to the
Yeah.
the names.
I'd like to see
The
it.
Saracala.
But if you helped this dragon and killed Morgathian cultists, you basically killed two birds with one stone, right? I mean, you rescued its dragon egg, and it vowed not to attack any more of the villages, and plus you were able to kill some Morgathian cultists. So I think that's all a good thing.
Well,
Right.
see, that's what we were hoping for, but one thing we did notice, so the dragon for sure was breathing fire. It left a big flaming arrow on the ground for us to follow. The egg that we found was blue and cold to the touch. And we think maybe the dragons are plotting against each other, and the prophecy you just read us says dragons vie.
Right.
I think we may have helped start a dragon war.
Oh, okay. Yeah. That wouldn't be good. Well, I guess it would be good. More dead dragons, the better.
Fair.
And it's always good to have a dragon on your side,
Yes.
I suppose. I mean, I never met a dragon, even on our
Yeah, I got to
many escapades.
I touched a dragon.
Yeah. Did any of it rub off?
No.
Okay.
No.
Are you going to change your dragon ornament on your helmet to black?
No, I like the bird.
Okay.
Birds are wise.
Okay. All right. So, do you guys want to spend the night here?
It's, I would say
11-ish, maybe 12.
11-ish. I would think we move on. We can make it to the
Yeah. Just a few
to
more
the
hours. You'd be.
Saracala. Yeah, we should probably move on. Time is of the essence.
Tabit's like, I'm all for that, and he stands up.
Oh,
And okay, if you want to go upstairs and get your
yeah.
belongings, or
I would,
or if
I
you
would
want to
like do
deposit
that.
something you don't want to carry anymore, you can
No,
leave it in your room.
I'll take the stuff and put it on the horse and the money.
Okay.
Just so, and I'll take care of that in a minute.
Okay.
On the sheet, but
All right. So you grab all your stuff and you guys head out towards the abbey, right?
yeah.
Okay. Everybody is up to date on the prophecy and your father's names, and we will see. I already know that's 1, 2, 3. Yep. So 4 hours later, so it's about 4 in the afternoon. You get to Kalim, which is this little circle X. As you get closer and closer to Tashal, you see more and more farmers in the fields. You see more like merchants out and about. Basically, it seems like the closer you're getting to the capital, the more the road is occupied, and people are out and about. And they wave as you go by and stuff like that. Out in the fringes of the kingdom, it wasn't really like that. It was people were working, but they didn't really pay attention to you going by, and you didn't see a lot of caravans or wagons or anything. Okay, so when you get to Kalim, you actually have to take a detour off the main road. And I have a handout to let you see what Kalim looks like from the perspective. If you were south looking north, or I should say like south, if you were southwest looking northeast, this is what you would see. You see like this main guardhouse, 3-story looking castle looking thing in the front, and then it's got like a walled compound with some little towers. It's not a castle, but it's well defended. But you're coming from a different direction. So how do I drag you into a folder? I
You
can't.
have to make the folder seeable by us.
That's not an option.
Under edit, it doesn't say allow to be seen.
There's no edit on the folders. There is a 3 dots that say delete. Okay, so what I'll do is,
Where are the folders?
what are you talking about? They're in the maps. The map pages. Okay, I see a downside of these folders. It's good for organizing, but if I want to use them, I got to take them out of the folder. Unless there's a way for me to do this. How about that?
You have to drag our.
Okay, so I dragged the flag in the upper right-hand corner. No, I didn't drag you from another map. I dragged you from that party menu at the top. Okay, but you're all on the map, right? And you can see.
I don't see anything. It's just black to me.
Just black.
Is it? Okay. Let me do this. Select all. How about now?
Just black.
Okay. It's got daylight. Okay, let me try something.
Yep.
Go. Had it for a second.
Okay, I went to temple, but then I went back to the map. It doesn't show you anything?
No.
It went back to being black?
Mm-hmm.
I seen something for like a split second.
Yeah, I put you in the temple, which is, I'm just trying to avoid the temple.
If the, I assume the map does have dynamic lighting.
Yeah, it's on. I checked that.
Let me.
Oh, I know what it is. I don't have a token. I don't have a token on the screen.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put a token on the screen. How about now?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool.
A nice
There we
sized lake.
So you guys are coming from the north, right? And the image that I showed you
That's the front.
is the front, right?
Okay.
It's like a view from this angle,
Mm-hmm.
right? And this is like the
Right.
sheep farmers or whatever. But yeah, there is a back door right there. You know, so or you can ride around to the front.
Take the back.
Yeah, we don't want to enter the cathedral, or
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
we'd enter the courtyard first, I think.
Yeah. So we gotta put this horses somewhere inside and not outside.
If
You
they're
think
out-
horses go inside?
Delivery and service entrance.
Yeah.
Okay.
Every walled place has some place to put horses.
Almost kind of under the assumption there.
Oh, Lookan doesn't. You got to put it on the outside, and it's a main place. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
Let me pull up
Are those pastures on the outside of the?
Yeah.
Those are, but remember what a common is.
Mhm.
But you guys don't have wagons. But there might be. I don't know where they would put a horse, but we're gonna find out. I'm gonna pull it open. Campaign. There we are.
I assume one of these is probably a stable. I could be wrong.
It's an abbey, though. It's not a. It's not a castle.
Yeah,
They got
horses.
orchards and crop fields.
Yeah.
I assumed there would be some of the order knights here on,
There are.
Yeah.
There
Station.
are. There are.
so they would have to have stables, right?
No. But there are horses inside. I'm just trying to figure out where that is.
Okay. Ooh, Peony's got a fancy place. Extra wing.
Because this is showing me like multiple floors and stuff. I don't care about all that. Okay, here we are. Okay, so you come up to the back gate. There are no guards. What is this 22 you speak of?
That's not okay.
I don't know.
I'll find out. Should be ground floor 22. What do we got? Oh, that's an infirmary. Okay.
We almost needed that.
Oh, this isn't even... Okay, this isn't even oriented correctly.
Cells.
Guest house. Okay. Prison tower. Okay, that's always good. Okay, so, yeah, you don't see anybody. You just ride on up to the door.
Is the gate open?
No, it's closed, but there's nobody standing by it to open it for you. There's no guards hollering down from the parapets or anything like that.
Okay.
So what do you want to do?
We open it ourselves.
You can if you want.
Knock on the door.
Tabit says, "Stay on your horse. I got this." He walks up to the door and he opens the door.
Okay.
Stay on your door.
Mhm.
Stay on your horse, I mean. What am I saying? I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay, the map changed.
Yeah, there's your horses. There's a stable.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, this is where you're coming in at right there.
That's a lot of stables.
And there's some
That is-
stables over here and over here. But there are people walking around inside, and they kind of stop and look up at you. I'm going to give a perspective look of what you see when you enter from the back. Right? So you come in, there's like 3 ducks, there's a couple of priests and a
3
Couple-
ducks.
couple of guards. Yeah.
I take it then we're standing right about here from our view, right?
Right.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty fancy architecture.
And they kind of look up at you, and one of the guards wanders over, meanders over to you,
No autographs, please.
and he's like, "What business do you have here?"
We are escorting priest?
It's this guy right here.
Information? Have it? And he's got some information that he would like to give to your headmaster.
And he's not wearing a knit. He's actually wearing chainmail.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's not some kind of
That's
fake
chainmail,
Hollywood
come
armor.
on.
Yeah,
Hollywood armor. Come on.
yeah.
It's a cinematic game now. Yeah. So
So
We have-
we can take your horses. If you're staying.
do that.
I heard you
Take-
I heard you saying something about a stable.
Are we, brothers? Are we staying here? Are we going to escort a priest back to where he's from, or do you want to leave and go back to
I don't know yet.
benefactor?
I don't know. I just would like to meet the.
That depends on
Saracala
how long it
natives.
takes the Saracala to see us.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Still
you're
need it.
it's also like late in the afternoon, like 4 or 5.
Yeah, then if you're able to have us stay, that'd be great. And if I have a talisman or an order or something to show that I'm part of Lorani's,
Oh, I assumed all of you were.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're all Loranis.
We would like to know who to speak with to get.
Okay, well we're gonna set you
Audience.
up first. We're gonna take care of you first, and then we'll get your audience with. I'll be back in 30 minutes or so to find out who you need to speak to and stuff like that. Don't worry, we got you. Okay, so this is the guest chamber. You're free to the guest stable is over here. So if you want to put one of your horses or all 4 of your horses or whatever in there, that's perfectly fine. And there's like a fireplace, some eating and cooking areas, and you can see that there's a stair right there that takes you to. Okay, I'm going to drag the token to the upstairs, which is right there. And there's a number of beds that you guys can share and split up or find one. There might be some other guests here. There's not, traveling merchants and other priests and stuff on pilgrimage or what have you. So it's not unusual for Loranian servants or whatever to come and stay. Yeah. So after you guys get set up, there's a room over here with 4 beds,
that'd be perfect.
or you can take individuals or whatever. Okay. So basically, you set up in that room there, and you get your horses all squared away in the stables, and then. This guy, Tulania, or whatever his name is, Turlana, we'll just call him Ortis. He comes back. Okay.
Yeah, Turlana's right.
Yeah, Turlana, yeah. Ortis says, what can I do for you?
We're kind of just waiting for Tabit to.
Tabit's with you guys.
Oh, okay. I said Tabit can explain what he's here for.
We'd like an audience with the Saracala.
Okay,
It's very
yeah.
important.
Yeah, Tabit speaks up and says, yes, what he said, we need an audience with the Saracala. I found a relic in my near where I was stationed, and it was stolen, and I believe it has something to do with a Morgathian incursion into our kingdom, and I need to share this with the Serikal. And he's like, okay,
And
follow me.
So, just so you know, there should have been another priest that should have arrived either yesterday or today with a dagger that was found to be Morgathian.
I'm gonna take that skull in the bag that I had on the horse with me.
Okay.
I'm putting it in a back bag that we took from the cultists at the Battle of the Dragon.
Okay. I was like, there's no doors on the second floor? Wait a second. Okay. I'm freaking on the second floor. I need to get back to the ground floor. Okay, I was like, where did all the doors go? Okay. So you walk around this way, and he takes you over here to this door and passes it, and you continue walking around into that door, and then into this main chamber. Okay, so there's a couple of large statues you notice. There's one right there, and there's another one right there. You see a lot of pews. The windows are beautifully stained glass, and the statues. This is a towering structure. It's 2 stories tall, maybe more. Where you're at, there's like a balcony over the. Like you see these dotted lines, there's a balcony above. I was able to look down. This is the center of worship in Caldor. If you enter through the main doors, you're greeted by an enormous statue of Mendiz. It's right there, standing watch. And there's like interplay of light through the stained glass windows, leading to the altar with a 15-foot tall statue of Lorani as her terrible lady of the flowering red. So this is her aspect of like vengeance and destruction, right? It's not her peaceful, loving, I'm an honorable warrior. This is, I am going to kill you and you're all going to die statue. The altar stands beneath the dome, which soars more than 60 feet above. And he asks you to wait. Please wait. Serikal will be here in just a minute. And then he dashes off and goes up this spiral staircase. And you can watch him the entire way as he goes up. You can see him get up here on the right side, and then he disappears out of sight. Okay. The Serikala, and he comes back. for those of you that have already seen this,
Mm-hmm.
this is the Sericalo. And he he became the Sericalo in 708. And as you know, it's the 720.
Mm-hmm.
Um, okay, so he comes down. Knights, thank you for coming to me with this dire information. I would like to hear what you have to say. And Sir Tabit steps forward and says, my lord, I was at Nanlam Bridge providing my humble service to the woodcutters and the carpenters that are building or rebuilding the Nanlam Bridge to get the Silver Way back up and running. And our village was set upon by undead. Skeletal warriors came into town, and our man-at-arms and his warriors fought bravely, but were after a short while were overwhelmed. And I did my best to fight off these skeletons when these knights here showed up to assist, and they backed me up in the ensuing melee. And after they set upon the skeletons, a short while later, they were all defeated, and while we were binding our wounds and recovering from the onslaught of these skeletons, I went to show them the artifact, or I should say the relic that I had uncovered in the local ruins, and we discovered through their keen eye and investigation that I was robbed, and that someone had busted in through one of the windows, or at least snuck in through one of the windows, possibly while we were distracted, and took this artifact. And we discovered that these skeletons had a mark on them, and Arnie here has one of the skeletons with the mark. What's that?
Oh, I think we're at one of those tables, right, or something?
You're just standing right in the middle of the dome.
Well, just on the floor, set down the bag.
Well, there's an altar. There's an altar there.
Well, I wouldn't put it on the altar.
Okay. I mean, there's a table.
But there's a table that I
it's the
recognize
altar.
as a utility table.
It's the altar.
I'm not going to put it on
Okay.
the altar.
Okay.
I'll set it on the floor and then take the skull out and
Okay.
say this was the mark on the skeletons that attacked the bridge village.
Do you mind? And he holds his hand
Oh,
out.
no. I give it to him.
Okay, he puts it on the altar,
Okay.
and he looks at it and says, "Don't be afraid. Lonnie doesn't care about crap like this." And he's like looking at it and goes, "What is this funny mark on the forehead?" And then he picks it up and looks at it like this.
Don't know.
Our suspicion is it's a holy symbol of Morgoth used to reanimate corpses.
Okay. And he looks over at the knight and says, his chief man at arms or whatever, and says, "Bring one of our scribes to see if we can figure out what kind of a mark this is. Do you mind if I give this to one of my scribes to figure this
No,
out?" Okay.
It's yours.
Okay,
Yours
and so
to do
then
with as you wish.
he hands it to the knight, and he says, "Provide this to the scribe and try to figure out what symbol that is." Don't I recognize you guys from... I don't know, you guys have a familiar face. Like, I think I've seen you guys before.
We handed
Do you
it
worship
to-
here a lot?
No, this is my first time here, but we came from our father Neville the Roganter with the payment of 10,000 coin on the weekend of the tournament and handed it directly to you.
Oh, right. You're the brothers.
That's right.
You're the ones that investigated the murders and the rape.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay. Right. Okay. I thought I saw you, or I always remember a face. I might not remember where it's from, but I remember the face.
Well, knowing is half the battle.
That's true. That's true. That should go on a scroll somewhere.
I read it carved into an outhouse once.
Well, we need to consecrate that outhouse. Okay, so let me get this straight. Let me just make sure I'm understanding what you're telling me. There was a town. It got or a bridge construction site. It got attacked by skeletons. Immediately after you found this document, and then during the melee, the document disappears. Suspect it got stolen or used as a distraction to get to the document.
Mm-hmm.
And these skeletons were obviously Morgathian, which pretty much goes without saying, but you never know. And you sent someone here to report about a dagger.
Yes.
Yes, we determined it was actually also a Morgathian artifact. It filled you with homicidal rage.
Okay.
Just
That-
by touching it.
The dagger should have been delivered to. Sorry, without the map, I can't get to the.
I thought it was coming here.
It was sent to some high officials of the church at Gardirin.
Left Gardirin.
They left Gardirin for here.
Oh,
He started in Gardirin. Yeah.
okay. Right, that's right.
Yeah, it was gone.
That was
Okay.
about
Well, he
4 days
hasn't.
ago.
Whoever's bearing this dagger hasn't showed up yet. But we'll keep our eyes open for this because that sounds like a dire consequence as well. But do anybody else have anything else to share? Because why there's a missing document. Documents go missing every day.
Well, this document was apparently torn into quarters. 1 second.
Okay.
I also think, weren't we supposed to ask about some prophecy? Or is that not a church thing?
Sorry. Yeah, it was torn into quarters. The quarter that Tabit here found was sealed in a hidden brick compartment lined with symbols of Lorani, and we found an identical chamber hidden in the first town the cultists attacked. But they uncovered it themselves, so we don't know what might have been in it. We think something was split and sealed away, and now Morgathians are after it. Do you know of any sort of, maybe a scroll containing a summoning ritual, or?
Not off the top of my head, but sounds like you have the makings of a investigation, and I can turn some of my scribes into our tomes to see if they can uncover anything. Might not be immediate. It might be, I don't know. It might be days, weeks, months. Might be 5 minutes from now. Just depends on what kind of information you can provide me.
Okay. Also,
Which is none.
the battlefield, which the undead seem to have originated from, is still covered in corpses just lying in the open air. It may be prudent, Tabit pointed out to us, to try and have it consecrated, or the bodies interred somewhere or something.
Okay. So tell me about this this scroll that you found, so I might be able to direct my scribes into uncovering. Well, basically, just give me all the clues.
Well, it was in a language that no one present could translate.
Tabit says, I think it was Elven.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't read
It
Elven,
was-
so.
It looks like it's 1/4 of the document was what Talbot found, torn
Okay.
from the right top corner. We don't know what was found at Falketh. We assume it was another piece of the document, but
Okay.
He found his chamber in the ruins near where they were making the bridge.
Mhm.
There may be some record tied to there.
Okay.
Tabit, do you know what the name of that place used to be?
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah.
It was insert name here.
Right. It's on the map.
I know, that's what I was saying. I went to look at the map 5 times already. Did we talk about the battlefield needing to be consecrated?
No,
Yes.
we've not said nothing.
I said that.
Yeah,
Oh.
you did.
Well, did the ruins have a name? I know that.
Yeah, they both
It
did.
did. It did.
Okay.
It started with an R, I thought.
Well, I got you to the map now.
Yeah,
Ah.
yeah, I'm looking.
Hamala.
Yeah,
Hamala.
the ruins.
Oh,
of Hamala.
Homala. Yeah.
Not
Because it's,
Noneth Battlefield or No Neth and Homala. Because the mountain's name is
Yeah.
Homa.
Saw that. Yeah.
It's Homala.
That's what I thought too. Yeah. Homala. Okay.
And it's weird that a battlefield would be off to the side by a church.
So Homala
Yeah.
and Falkith is where 2 of the fragments were.
Okay.
supposedly hidden.
Okay. So there's 2 parts to this document that might have been cut into 4 pieces found at Falketh and Homala's ruins.
Yes.
What else?
There were inscriptions on the inside of chambers. The chambers themselves were made of brick, and it looked like it was sort of sealing them. They were definitely Lorani symbols, though.
Okay.
And that, I think that's all we have to go off of.
What
Cultists
else?
that we interrogated also claimed they were here to reestablish and cause problems for Morgoth. I don't remember exactly what it was they wanted to do, to be honest. It
We
was
also-
2 months ago.
We have
But-
reason to believe they're planning to summon undead on a never-before-seen scale. So it,
Why do you suspect this?
we
They
can
said
tell,
bigger
we
things
can
are
tell him,
coming.
right?
I mean, he's the high priest of the. He's the man of. He's not the high priest, because Lorani is not centered in Kaldor. It's actually centered in Meldorin or something like that. He's like the vice president of,
Yeah, like a regional bishop.
yeah, like a regional.
Okay.
He's the big man in Kaldor.
So, we have reason to believe we're subject of a prophecy. And it sort of fits with all this stuff we've uncovered. And the prophecy ends with there being a ritual on an unprecedented scale. But also, we interrogated some of the cultists we defeated. and
Why
they
do you
told-
think you're the mention in a prophecy?
'Cause Sir Nevin said we were.
Okay,
And the
why
dead are
would
walking.
Sir Nevin say this?
Talking to dragons.
Okay, you talk to a dragon.
Yeah. He seemed very sure, and he's usually right. No, we fit the early description in the prophecy well. It goes something like, where'd it go?
Messages and notes under handouts.
There you
I
go.
bet it took me 5 minutes to find it.
Notes, prophecy.
I mean, I don't believe it either. But
It's prophetic.
It says prophecy on it, that's why we know.
That's right.
It said noble born in succession year, which we all four. of
But
us
aren't
were.
you all 4 farmers' sons that were adopted by Sir Nevin?
So he told us. We stopped to tell him on the way here.
Okay.
Couldn't resist going home, you know.
Right.
Family.
Family.
And that's when he told us of the prophecy. He also told us that apparently each of our fathers was a great knight who went into hiding after we were born because of this prophecy,
Okay.
and they wanted to keep us safe.
Do you think you think that's tied in what's going on with these dragons and this and the Morgathian incursion? Does the prophecy mention dragons and Morgathians?
Yes, it says
Interesting.
dragons roam and dragons vie. The Lich King doomed to die. I don't know who that is.
No.
An undead ritual off the scale. The Tetrad are doomed to fail. We'll bring in death for Chris's lord. And then it just kind of ends. He didn't have a complete copy.
So why do you guys think you're noble born?
Because he said we were. And that'd be a weird thing to lie about
How what is it?
to your adopted son.
as the golden child inherited Heartseeker.
Oh,
If-
yeah, and I've got this.
Okay.
Twing,
So
Twing.
twing.
so what were your parents' names?
Oh, mine was Sir Gelp Gilpin, Sir Gilpin.
My father,
Okay,
Sir
when you
Roland.
say that, he has a an intrigue roll that you require.
Ho-ho.
Any of us or just him?
Everybody can roll. You're all standing there. With a marginal success. Okay, even better yet. Regis,
I'm over here not believing anything anyway.
the stained glass windows are pretty. And Bernie's like, huh? And then Price and Harold, you as soon as you mentioned your father's name, you could tell that he had a sign of recognition in his face, like he recognized that name.
I must have mispronounced my father's name.
I didn't even hear it. I only heard one name.
I said it the second time. I don't know why nobody hears me in this game tonight. I'm talking and it's people talk over me the whole time. He said his father's name and I said my father was Sir Roland. Right after he said that.
Sir Roland.
That's what you said. I went to ask and I was talked over again when I said just what was his name again, and I've just been quiet ever since because nobody's been.
You're horrible.
It's what I wrote down
You're the worst.
because that's what I heard.
Okay, I'm going to spell it. So if you want to write it down. Ralond. No, I'm just kidding. Raalf.
Rolf.
Or Ralph.
That-
Okay.
He's
RAA.
LF.
Yes.
Lima Frank. Yeah, he's RA alien life form.
Okay.
Okay. No.
Yeah, I know. Different.
Except it's the wrong show.
Yeah, I know.
But that's okay.
They're all the same.
So he goes, Sir Rolf. And then he looks at the other two and says, Hardy and Edon?
Hardy, or so they tell me.
You would be. Okay, so thank you. This narrows it down quite a bit. I will be able to communicate with my heralds. We'll go through the whatever documents we can find and see if we can find something that'll help you guys out. You're welcome to spend the night in the guest chambers, and I'll let you know in the morning.
Okay.
What'd I find? Okay.
Once it's just us brothers and no one else.
Yeah, you're in your guest chamber, in your bedroom or whatever.
Not sure we should have let that information out
Well,
about where we come from.
Well, they're certainly treating us better now that we have official parents as opposed to
and
farmer.
I mean,
here.
if someone as high as him was going to use that information against us, we were doomed from the get-go anyways.
I'm also worried about the priest that was supposed to bring that dagger here.
Yeah, that's not great.
You know, though, when we were in Garderin, I didn't want him to just take off with that anyway. Joe, I mean, he insisted it's no big deal, and handed it to somebody there. So
He had an escort, but still, he should have been here at least 2 days ago.
Maybe they found another way to destroy it. And he went back to tell us, and we weren't there.
That prophecy mentioned a blade. Was that specifically a sword, or could that have been this blade?
Did it?
Don't remember.
I don't
At the
think
end,
it
it
did.
said something about a blade.
With a panoply. But that's, I want to say that's armor.
It's just
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I considered not telling him, but it seemed relevant, and again, if someone that influential is out to get us, they were going to find out anyways. We've been drawing a lot of attention to ourselves very quickly. Which normally would be good. And I think the point of keeping it secret was just so we could survive to this point, rather than being killed in the prep work.
Much better to be killed now.
But we're pretty competent. I think we can fend for ourselves, and we're always on the move anyways. And we stay in a lot of, fancy castles like this. We've got some security going.
I mean, I'm feeling like a whole new man already. I managed to turn down hookers and not be a jackass in front of the bishop, all in the course of a couple days. Maybe I am a knight.
You passed on ladies twice.
Yeah. I was going to say maybe you're just celibate. I mean, you're saving yourself for your wife.
Yeah, that's not it.
Maybe you're scared. No, okay, so you guys spend the night, right? And we're going to advance the calendar maybe one more day. It is now High Mass, which you don't go to. All right. So he brings you, let me rephrase that. A page or a servant boy comes to your chambers, knocks on your door, and says, "The Saracala will see you now."
okay. I guess it's a summons.
Right.
We weren't doing anything else.
Right.
It's in my arm.
We'll follow the page.
Okay. And give me a second. There and there. There. Oh, I'm in the wrong place. There we go. I was like, what is that? That's not the right thing. That's what I thought. Okay. So you were brought to the library. The library is on the second floor. Where's your token? There it is. Above this area right here. I don't I don't. What's the low area? It is a 3, right? It's also the library. Okay, but you're brought to the second floor of the library. And the Saracala, a couple of guards, a couple of like scribes or assistants are up there as well, and he's got a couple of scrolls that he's basically waiting to share with you when you show up. And he's like, it's worse than I thought. Right? You guys are... you believe yourselves, or at least someone believes you, to be prophesied to be to stop a Lich King and dragons and something else. Chris. And okay, where am I at? Looking back through our records, we see that there were 4 pages in total, and we know where the 2 remaining pages are, and I'm going to be dispatching some writers to go to these locations. Now, if you would like, and I encourage this, that maybe you and Tabit can go to one of the locations, and then my writers go to the second location. That way, we can basically double our forces. But before that, before we dispatch anybody to maybe retrieve these papers, I give you permission to break open any seals that are needed to be broken, and bring the documents here. There before, and then he opens up one of the scrolls. There is a tale of Saint Festus. Have you heard of this?
No.
Most people haven't. This is one of our secret, not a secret, but it's not well described, or it's not. We don't sermonize it or talk about it. Sir Festus was a knight of the spear, a true Lorani knight and servant. When Morgath was set to appear on Cathera, Sir Festus heeded the call from his patron lady. He sought out the panoply of virtue, the sword of judgment under the lake, the shield of the Jarls of the north, the armor of the dwarven smith, and the helmet of the valiant of the elves. He was told he needed the panoply to combine their power to prevent the foul Morgath from entering our world. Upon discovering the Librum, Sir Festus attempted to destroy, but ultimately failed. Able to cut it into quarters using the Sword of Judgment, he was advised by the dwarves and elves and royal advisors to give each part to a priest who in turn would hide each piece and seal it with the Seal of Shadows, so they could not be found by evil magics. The Librum described the ritual needed to summon Morgath. And once the deed was fulfilled, Sir Festus was obliged to return these items of power to their owners: the Elven King, the Dwarven Smith, the Spirit in the Lake, and the Jarl in the North. And that's where the tale ends. I was unable to determine which lake, which Jarl, which Smith. I don't know. We don't know. But maybe we can try to figure out which ones those are. But right now, I've got, we want to retrieve those other pieces of Librum, and maybe by reading the other pieces, then maybe we'll find out more information. But I don't think the two are linked. I think the Librum describes how to retrieve Morgath or open a gate or something to allow him to come into this world, because it mentions Cathera. And I don't know, we might need to get the panoply again to prevent this. So I might give you a holy quest to retrieve each of these different items. But first, off to see the wizard.
Yes.
Okay, and we're not going to do that tonight. I'm going to end the episode right here, because this is a good spot to break. The next session, I will be ready, but you'll be able to go to the next town where the one of the quarters of the Librum are stored, mm-hmm. and retrieve it and bring it back so that everything can be pieced together. Well, at least half of it can be pieced together. But it's dangerous to bring them together because it gives clues on how to bring back Morgath, but it's also, it seems that it's too dangerous to leave them out, because apparently this Morgath cult has found the locations of where they're being hidden. So maybe the seals are either old or failing, or they can see through the protections. So I think it would be safer if it was brought here to the Abbey. Mm-hmm. All right, and that's where we're going to end it. So don't forget, everybody gets a skill roll on your any skill that was used today. Or it doesn't have to be succeeded. It might have been failed. Go ahead and make your skill roll. That'll get you back to the home page. Ah,
Okay,
Jonah got
what?
his intrigue.
Where am I? Oh, I'm way down here.
Bernie got his intrigue as well.
I got a rock.
Don't forget, Regis, get a skill. Pick a skill. Oh, you did. No. Now you did. Oh, horse crap. Nice.
Oh,
All right. Perfect. All right, guys. It was fun.
All right.
This,
real quick. While
Yes.
Everyone's still here. Because I just noticed this earlier. I'm sure someone else missed it. On your character sheet, if you level up, say, your sword skill, it does not update on your sword attack. You have to
Yes.
update the ML on your sword
Yep.
attack.
Yep.
So all this time I've been upgrading mace, and
and your attack's been default.
yeah, I
Yeah.
just bumped it up by like 20 when I noticed. I should have been doing so much better.
And just remember that your max score in a weapon is 100 plus your skill base.
Yes.
How do you up it?
Just
Do you
type
go
it
to
in.
Edit.
You just type it
Oh,
in.
no, so you I just closed my sheet. You go to your inventory, and where you list your weapons, you just change the
Oh,
ML.
in there. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize that until today.
Pro tip. All right. I'm going to let you guys go. You guys have a good night.
You too.
All right.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Later. All right, and now I'm checking the chat, and all of this has already been commented on. All right, guys, thanks for coming out and watching this live stream, and I hope you enjoyed it. And we're gonna see you next Wednesday. All right.